what you want, what you want.
Hi, this is Mungo Dark Matter, and welcome to Dark Matters. Today we're going to test and review the Logitech C615 Webcam. Now, I've already done two other videos, one where we unboxed the webcam and discussed some of its features, and another where I showed how to mount it to a mic stand. So if you're interested in those two topics, you can look at the other two videos. In this video, we'll show how the camera really works, what it's really like. We're filming right now with the C615 in 1080p mode. So it's that resolution. So right now we have the equivalent of 800 watts of incandescent light coming at us. We're actually using two 100-watt fluorescent soft boxes. So we have plenty of light in here right now. And so this is what the C615 looks like. A lot of light and in 1080p resolution. Now what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to a low light situation so you can see how a webcam responds. A lot of times webcams don't look as good in lower light situations depending on the quality of the webcam and how they're designed and everything. So we're going to see that right now. And this right here is a very low light situation. Really, I'm being lit right now from the monitor screen, which a lot of times you see people on YouTube, the only lighting they have is mainly from the monitor screen, and so it's a very low light situation. Move my hands around a little bit to show you if there's any blur or anything. It's pretty. It looks pretty sharp still, and the quality's pretty good. It handles low light really well, I think. I'm going to actually turn on a little desk light there, give a little bit more light, so you can see kind of another low light situation with the same webcam. So this is 1080p resolution, low light. Alright, now next we're going to show you 720p, and that will be right now. Okay, this is being filmed in 720p resolution. Now, this final video will all be in 1080p resolution when you watch it off of YouTube, but this section right here is kind of being up-converted to it. So there will be a difference in the sharpness and the resolution, the way it looks, even though you are watching it in 1080p. The quality is still a little lower quality, so it doesn't, just converting it to 1080p from a 720, it's going to be the same quality as a 720 would be right here. So here's 720 in low light, as you can see right here, and now we're going to switch to the brighter lights. Okay, here's the 720p resolution quality with the brighter lights now. Now, as you can imagine, filming something in 1080p takes more resources on the computer to be able to do that. The Microsoft has a webcam that's 1080p where you can't even run it unless you have a computer that's a much faster computer. So the specs are a lot higher to run it. This webcam will actually run on a lower speed machine. It doesn't really have higher requirements for the 1080p as far as the machine goes, but it does take a little time to process. So when you shoot in 1080p with this camera, it will tell you, I've got to compress it now to put it onto your drive, and this will take a little while. So you basically have to expect double the time to shoot something. So if you shoot for 5 minutes, it's going to take 5 minutes for it to compress it too. So it's going to take 10 minutes for that to be totally processed so that you can look at it. So that's one slight drawback with a 1080p size. The other drawback is Logitech and some other web cameras have software controls, like you can do a digital zoom with them. This webcam does not have an optical zoom, which means there's no like mechanics in it that zoom. But what it can do is it can use the software to zoom in and out. And what it's really doing is it's kind of playing with the resolution. So in 720p you can zoom in and out because it has extra resolution up to 1080p. So it's using that as the zoom. When you are filming in 1080p, you cannot use the software zoom because it's the highest resolution it can be. So you lose that functionality. Also, you need to be able to zoom in some before you can adjust the camera's pan and tilt. So let me give you a demonstration of that. We're going to zoom in here a little bit. Now I can tilt up and over however I want with that. Now, once I've zoomed into myself, there's a feature on here I can click called Follow My Face. So the camera will follow where my face is. You know? So if I move back here and I'm talking, it will move and follow. That's just an example of one of the things the software is going to do. I can turn that off. But that's a functionality you can also use with it. So you can use the pan and tilt. You can zoom in and out with the 720p mode, but you can't use any of those functions in the 1080p because you're at the highest resolution. It needs that extra resolution for the software to pan, tilt, and zoom in and out. So that's the C615 Webcam by Logitech. And seems to work pretty well in good light and in low light. So that's the review for today of the C615. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope it's useful for you to be able to see what how the camera functions and what it looks like. If you've ever used Logitech cameras before, it comes with the same kind of standard software that they use as far as what I'm using to film this with. I believe some of the older Logitech cameras that had 1080p, the software did not support 1080p recordings. So you had like a 1080p camera and you couldn't record without getting a third-party piece of software. It's not the case with this camera. The new Logitech software actually handles 1080p and very nicely, and so you don't need third-party software, so if that's a concern with you. Also, the C615 has a tripod mount on it, which I've used to mount this onto a mic stand. And as I said, I have 2 other videos about this webcam if you want to see how to mount it to a mic stand, or if you want to see it unpacked, and I talk about the contents of the packing in some of the other, compare it to some of the other Logitech webcams. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment, or you can email me at mungodarkmatter@gmail.com. And your questions can be tech questions, gaming questions, or I'll entertain other questions. If I don't know the answer, I can make them up, can't I? All right, well, until next time, this is Mungo Dark Matter for Dark Matters, and I'll see you out on the web. What you want, what you want. This is Mungo Dark Matter. Next time on Dark Matters, well, I guess it's Pod Life. I'm not exactly sure what the next video will be right at this point, but I wanted to get this video up for you to look at. So stay tuned next time to see yet another topic on Dark Matters.